All right, guys, what's going on? We're gonna go take a look at this, this Hyundai, and it does have an opening in the back, but we're not gonna just stop there as far as the opening. We're gonna go through the tools that we're going to use for this repair, and we're also going to talk about how to remove deep body line dents. What's my technique? I'm sure to help your technique. So let's get started. What I'm referencing to. So we're talking about the most common soft tip, which is the ultra soft tip, which is probably one of the old school soft tips that they've had. And then they recently went to this one, which you can't even get the cap off without having to use pliers. And the old faithful R4, which is a very good tip to use. Now, again, there's no really right or wrong in these, using this first. However, you will have to make sure that you switch your tip quite quickly. Now there's this like a semi-blunt tip. It can be used between this and that. You could go 4 tools, like one, like let's say these are the back end. I'm talking using this to push out with. The Reaper. Now, would I start with the tip of the Reaper? Absolutely not. So I would use the back end, the heel part of the Reaper, which is going to give you a much better push. We're going to try a little bit of all of it. We're going to see which one's going to work the best out of this. The Johnson. They call this the Johnson. It's a bendable Johnson. Now, I know a lot of you ex-Dent Wizard guys or current Dent Wizard guys understand the Johnson is a very good tool. All right, so before we get started, we're going to pull the tail light. Now, sometimes these tail lights can be a little bit difficult, meaning they don't want to pop out. You know, you take the 2 bolts out that are right here. Pretty simple. I'm not going to show that part, but what is kind of tricky is getting this tail light out. Now, let me go get my tape real quick, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm basically using some gaffer's tape, and I already have one that's here like this, okay? So, and if you can see that, it's got a nice little thick strip. And what I'll end up doing is just putting it right across this right there, this tail light there. And if you want even a little better, more hold, then you can make one. Let's double check this here. You can make one a little bit longer, and then kind of what you can do is just make a little hook like that, or you don't even need to really check. I just like to hold it, like maybe just grip it like that. All right, put it on a little bit more down here. So now, and this is pretty locked in, like I said, if you try to, like, there's no really way to pull that out really nice. So what I end up doing is hold it like this, put your hand up here just a little bit like that, and then give it a nice pull like that. And that's how you're going to be able to get that tail light much better. With that technique. On to the repair now. Before I get started, I'm going to switch the camera to this shot, and we're going to show you that there are some areas that do need to be cleaned up just a little bit. Now, this was a repair that I was going to have my student do at the last day. He ran out of time, of course, but he was doing a repair over here, and he was already working on this before, and I just whacked it if you saw the FaceTime live video that I was doing. But nonetheless, so we've got a little bit of a pinch here, and just a little bit of just tightness around the area of the low. Now we really do have 3 lows. We've got one right here, we've got one right here, and one right here. So those are 3 different lows. One right here, one right there, and one right here. And so we're going to just tap down. Now here is one of the tap downs of my choice. This is the typical like pencil tip. You can get this at Dentcraft, Ultra, Anson, and the VIP 3.0 base that you see right here, which is magnetic as well. So you're gonna leave it to a panel. I don't really recommend doing that. You could leave it on the car on accident. The second one, so make sure we see that. We're just gonna tap down these little pinches in here. If you're not following me, if this is too advanced for you, you need to go watch some more the basic tutorials about how to understand lines. So, but anyways, if you're trying to catch up, regardless, I am tapping down a little bit of the thin wall. You can see it's starting to widen out. You don't want any tightness as you're going into the dent. Now I am going to be using the Johnson tool with the soft tip done, but here we go. So I'm going to go for this point right there. Oh yeah, that is nice. Just working any of the micro lows out as much as I can. Go a little bit over there. There's a little bit of texture in there, but we're not too worried about that. That's why you don't want to go too sharp too soon. You start doing that and you're going to have some challenges. I will kind of start tapping down. You can see, I'll point it out. There's some sharpness over here and here, a little bit in there and here. We're just going to open it all up again. I'm going to take this heat gun off so I can tap. Make sure we are good. Probably right in your line of sight here. Now you guys are probably going, how in the heck are you seeing through all that? Look, I'm looking at the general line, everybody. If you don't, and I'm going to move the board a little bit too for you. If you don't see how I just turned the board and I can see a big nice fat spot right there, that's what I want. If you don't move the board, you're not going to see the truth. All right, so we're going to switch sides actually, and I'm just going to carry this camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. And by the way, this is how it's coming out so far, based from the other side. You can see it's a little textured for sure, but we're going to clean that up. It's going to look great after we're done. Yeah. And I just have to tighten up those lines little by little. I'm going to tap down a little bit. This tip like this, and I'm pushing directly like that, okay? And I'm going to go for that body line. And again, I love it because it's like a soft tip and a sharp tip at the same time. Rarely causes texture, meaning poke marks. And I'm just going for the general line, trying to get it nice and clean. See how they turn the board, gets a little bit more, gives you a little different perspective of where to push. My light's kind of dying, but it looks good for you guys, so it's not over blown out. Yeah. Pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean, at first this looked like, holy crap, is he gonna be able to get that out? Move this board a little bit more. It's got a little something up there. It's very precise, that this crane tool. Amazing tip. You guys remember what it looked like before. That's just wax right there. All right. My student was right here before. This is the other one I was smashed in the body line. Finally, that is it of the video. So if you have any questions, let me know what you think about it. If not, if I didn't hear anything, I guess no news is better than bad news. All right. I'm Mike Toledo. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Toledo. Hey, listen, if you're looking for very structured, detailed, paintless dent repair online tutorials, please check out denttrainer.com. You'll absolutely love it. And if you're serious about it, that's where you want to sign up. Check it out, denttrainer.com. And heck, I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.